We need to change the narrative from one of blame or apportioning blame, and one of talking about the fraud and the corruption, and one that's forward-looking. If we're going to be successful in building out a sustainable, inclusive, independent democracy that is representative of Afghans, their wishes, their needs, their desires. We need a roadmap going forward for reforms. So, maybe to conclude my remarks, I asked the question, what does this all mean? Well, I'd just like to state from the beginning that I remain optimistic about the long-term prospects for Afghanistan. Sure, there's going to be hurdles along the way, and as I said earlier in my talk, that it's perhaps we're asking too much or expecting too much so early on in the process. But for anybody who's spent even the briefest amount of time in Afghanistan, you have to not be impressed. You have to be impressed by the people that you meet. I mean, I've never. For me, it's a privilege to have worked there over these number of years, and I continually feel that I've been the greater beneficiary of going there, having met people and working with people than I can ever provide. I believe the citizens of Afghanistan want the same things that we do, and what we value: peace, security, basic social services, as well as an opportunity to earn an economic livelihood for themselves and their families. I believe there are a lot of similarities between Afghanistan and Canada, and there are a lot of experiences that we can share with Afghans in assisting them as they work through their particular challenges. But we need to be looking at this over the longer term. So, just to reiterate, this is a long-term undertaking. There are no quick solutions, no quick fixes. Sustained engagement is needed, not just by Canada, but by the international community. And we need to keep focusing on the fact that what we're trying to do is improve the lives of Afghans throughout the country. So I take a bit of solitude, a little bit of inspiration perhaps, when it comes to democratic development and electoral matters in Afghanistan, from a quote that Winston Churchill had in the Second World War, that in a telegram to a British Foreign Service officer who was working under some very arduous conditions and who was doing a particularly good job under very, as I said, arduous and difficult circumstances. And Churchill liked this individual's tenacious approach to the issues, the many issues that they were managing at the time. And Churchill wrote back in a telegram to this particular Foreign Service officer and said, "Continue to pester, nag, and bite." And I think that's the approach that we need to take in Afghanistan. Keep at it. Thank you very much.